Victoria Studd set out on a journey of discovery.
This is a jeepney and they are the Philippines. The owners designed them themselves and they really are works of art on wheels, and they reflect the Filipino character, which is outgoing, amusing and bright. And they're cheap too, only 2 pence a mile. The ever-practical Filipinos converted ex-army jeeps left behind by the Americans into these shiny chrome icons. You'll see them all over the country, a country scattered across more than 7,000 islands. I visited Cebu, the 9th largest island packed tightly in a group known as the Visayas. Cebu City jangles with Filipino life, and like all major cities, has its contrasts. The millionaires live in Beverly Hills, a world away from most Filipinos. Watching over them are the gods of the Chinese Taoist temple. A large percentage of the population of Cebu is Chinese, and businessmen come up here to seek spiritual guidance. Advice, no doubt, on how to prevent those piles of hard-earned pesos from slipping down the hill. I preferred exploring downtown Cebu and catching a flavour of Filipino life. It is a hard life out here. This is still a third world country, but despite all the economic difficulties and unemployment, I found it to be a country of enormous spirit and optimism. If you fly all this way and just stay in your resort, you'll really be missing out. Suffer the intense heat and humidity and head for the countryside, where you'll be rewarded with some wonderful sights, and there'll be plenty of places to cool you down, because out here temperatures reach the high 80s. I was surprised to find how many people understood English, even in areas well away from the main tourist trails. What is it? What is it?
Fishball.
Fishball. Despite the fact the Filipinos have suffered centuries of invading, colonising foreigners, you'll find them welcoming and delightfully inquisitive. How tall are you? How old are you? Are you married? Out in the country, people live simply, and as yet, mass tourism hasn't threatened their culture. But change is on its way. Last month, the Shangri-La chain opened their latest hotel outside Cebu City, and the contrast couldn't be greater. Once you're here, you need never leave the resort. It has everything you require, but do take care when choosing, because not all of them are up to the standards you might expect. And you could find yourself far away from other attractions. The local transport may look quaint, but the novelty soon wears off, and taxis are expensive. Oh, it's lovely and warm.
But right on your resort's doorstep are spectacular coral gardens. Some claim they are better than the Great Barrier Reef. And remember, there are hundreds of islands you can explore. The resorts are well equipped with glass-bottomed boats, snorkelling and scuba diving equipment. In the past, fishermen greedy to fill their nets have been damaging the reefs with dynamite, but thankfully this has now been banned. Take note of the local headgear. It's not a fashion, it's Filipino sunblock, and it's necessary.
Oh, my goodness me.
Their catch ends up in local markets like this one, which is also a meeting point at the end of the day. You can select what you want and have it cooked on the spot. It's delicious, and it couldn't be fresher. Lapu-lapu is a favourite, a tasty fish honoured with the name of the proud Filipino chief, Lapu-lapu.
This is known as Magellan's Cross, and it marks the spot of the first Catholic Mass here in the Philippines in 1521. And today the local Cebuanos come here to have their candles blessed and light them. They make a pilgrimage here.
The Spanish occupation certainly left its mark in architecture and religion. The Philippines is unique as the only Christian country in Southeast Asia, with 80% of the population claiming to be Catholic. It made the country seem very European to me. If you really want to get under the skin of Filipino life, then visit Carbon Market. Here you can bargain away your last pesos on handicrafts from Cebu province. This is life in the raw and not for the faint-hearted. The smell knocked me sideways. Perhaps a culture shock to us, but to the locals, this is life. Everywhere I went, they just couldn't resist having a chat.
The food, like the Filipinos, has been influenced by the surrounding countries and culture and is a real mixture of salty and spicy, and we've got sweet and sour on the lapu-lapu, and delicious seafood and fresh fish. It's served up by singing waiters and waitresses. We tuck in. I have to admit, I find the journey out here very long indeed, and there are beaches similar to this, only half the flying time from Britain. But there's a saying in the Philippines, there's no easy way to paradise, and once you are out here, and if you've chosen your resort carefully, you won't be disappointed. Venture out and you'll be rewarded with colour, culture and kindness.